Rupert, what are you doing?
I'm just looking.
What are you looking for?
The ingredients that we're gonna have, so I know what we're gonna have.
Oh, well, but we usually do that after we do an introduction.
I just wanted to be smart.
Oh, well, you are a smart little pig. Aw. So I can tell you one of the ingredients we're going to use today. You know what it is?
Haven't a clue.
It's called Aquafaba.
Aquafaba?
Aquafaba.
Isn't that a toothpaste?
No, that's Aquafresh.
Oh, is it aftershave?
No, that's Aquavelva.
One of the super friends?
That's Aquaman.
Then I don't understand!
Okay, well, Aquafaba is actually the liquid you get when you cook beans, especially chickpeas.
Beans?
Yeah.
You can have Franks and beans?
Well, no, we're not going to do Franks and beans. We are actually going to make something that we've made before. What do you think that's going to be?
Ice cream?
Nope, we're not making bean ice
Is
cream.
it not vanilla bean ice cream?
Nope, but it is going to have, our second ingredient actually has vanilla.
Which vanilla?
Yep.
It's vanilla bean, but it's not vanilla bean.
That's right.
Okay.
So, any more guesses?
Spaghetti. Vanilla bean spaghetti.
Nope, we're not doing vanilla bean spaghetti. We're actually going to make meringues.
Meringues?
You remember when we made meringues?
But I didn't bring my hat.
Oh, I'm sorry, but remember, it's not merengues, it's meringues.
Oh,
So we are going to make vegan meringues this time.
vegan meringues?
That's right, it means it has no animal products in it.
Oh, I don't understand.
There is nothing that comes from an animal. There's no eggs, there's no milk, there's no meat, none of that. We are just going to use things that come from plants and just some natural
So beans
ingredients.
don't come from animals?
Beans do not come from animals, it comes from a plant.
Oh, a bean plant.
A bean plant.
Ah,
So our first ingredient is
beans.
beans, or the liquid that the beans come in. So we are going to use a 15-ounce can of chickpeas, and we are
I thought
only...
you said there were beans.
Well, chickpeas are a type of bean. They're also known as garbanzo beans.
Ah!
So we're going to use a 15-ounce can, but we're just going to use the liquid from that, and then you can use the chickpeas for something else.
What, like what?
Well, we made roasted chickpeas, remember?
Ooh!
So you can make some roasted chickpeas for a snack, and then for dessert you can make some meringues with the liquid.
Very smart.
Very smart. The next ingredient is vanilla.
Ooh, can I have a sip?
No, you wouldn't like it very much because it's vanilla extract, which is,
I don't need to.
it's actually alcohol, and you're only 3 years old.
Ooh,
So-
gurgle, gurgle.
No, gurgle for you. We are going to use between 1 and 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. I found that you can get, it can be a little bit less flavorful if you just go with 1 tablespoon, which is what the recipe showed. So I'm going to say between 1 and 2 according to your taste.
1 and 2 is 3.
1 and 2 is 3. That's right. You are a very smart pig.
Yay!
And our final ingredient is
Sugar!
Sugar!
Click, 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 click,
we are going to use a cup and a quarter of sugar. Again, the recipe called for just 1 cup of sugar, but I found them not sweet enough, so I added a
You know
little
what
bit
you
more.
have in common with the sugar?
What's that?
They're both very sweet.
Aww.
Hey.
Let's find out how to make this recipe.
Yay!
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drain my chickpeas directly into my mixing bowl. Now the chickpeas are just fine. Actually, you would drain chickpeas anyway in order to make any recipe with them. So let me just make sure that I get all of that aquafaba, as it's called, or chickpea juice. It's just the water that the chickpeas have been processed in. So that's what we're going to use. Now I have my aquafaba, or chickpea liquid, in the bowl, and I'm just going to start mixing that. I'm going to start on slow, and then I'm going to make it faster so that it doesn't splash, and then I'm going to add the sugar a little bit at a time. You want to make sure that you get this to have as much air in it as possible. You want those stiff, glossy peaks that you would normally get using egg whites. I just stopped this to show that this is increasing in size as the air is getting into it. So I'm going to start adding my sugar just a little bit at a time so that it can dissolve directly into the liquid, and it can also help to raise the mixture so that it gets even fluffier and of course sweet. These have been beating for a good long time, a lot longer than I would beat egg whites for, but it's a completely different substance. What you want is to get those stiff peaks so that it sticks directly to the beater. You can also test this by taking the bowl out and lifting it upside down if you want to, but these are definitely the consistency we want. They're going to make a nice little cookie shape. I started out with 1 cup of sugar and 1 tablespoon of vanilla. I added another half tablespoon of vanilla and another 1/4 cup or so of sugar, just because I found them not sweet enough and a little bit of the taste of the can within there. So I did make a slight adjustment as we were beating these together. I now have a parchment lined cookie sheet. I have stuck it down with a little bit of cooking spray. That's just a little tip for you. You can pipe these out with a pastry bag. I am not great with a pastry bag, so I'm just going to make even cookies with my tablespoon. And these will go into a 250-degree Fahrenheit oven for 90 minutes. There's a lot of meringue left in the bowl, so I'm going to make another sheet and we're going to bake them together. If you've got 2 sheets on 2 different racks in the oven, make sure halfway through to just switch the racks over, put the bottom on the top on the bottom, and to turn them so that they'll all bake evenly. You want to make sure that these are all dried out on the top and slightly brown on the bottom, and then they'll be good to go. All right, these are out of the oven. They took 90 minutes. I had 2 batches, 2 sheet pans filled with them, and these I rotated back and forth. As you can see on the bottom, they're nice and brown, and you can hear that they're nicely hollow. So these are going to cool. I'm going to just let them cool in the pan for about 5 minutes, and then I'll transfer them right to the rack, and that way they can cool completely without getting sticky. Now today is a very humid day, so I was afraid that these might be very sticky. The tops are a little bit, but I think they'll dry out now that they're out of the oven and they're not hot anymore. Let's see how Rupert likes them. So what do you think, Rupert?
I would never have guessed you had to be.
I know. You know, I was really skeptical when I looked up this recipe, and I knew that people said that it tasted just like regular meringues, but they absolutely do. They are...
I don't understand how it did it.
Neither do I. It's just that science and people who are very smart.
Amazing!
It's amazing. So these are light, they are crispy, they're a little bit chewy inside, just like meringues that you would make with eggs, only you're just using some liquid from a can that you would just get rid of anyway. So not only are you doing something healthy and something vegan to help your
but you're saving the planet.
You're also saving the planet. Thank you so much for joining us, Rupert.
I liked it.
Oh, good. That was great.
Fun.
We love having you here, and you got to make 2 kinds of meringues on our channel.
Yay!
Now, do you want to help the people out? If they want to see more of our videos, what can they do?
They can comment below.
You can comment down below and give us ideas for other recipes that we could try to make with 3 ingredients.
And share it with all your friends.
Sharing absolutely helps. There's a little share button down below, and you can share on Facebook, on Twitter, on Pinterest, whatever you want, and we get more people to come and watch Rupert make a recipe.
Yay!
If you want to, you can subscribe down below as well. That also alerts you when we have a new recipe, and it helps us out quite a bit.
Yay!
So if you want to join us next week, we're here every Thursday with a 3-ingredient recipe. On Tuesdays, what do?
You talk about your long hair.
I talk about long hair for men, and my own long hair as well. And then on weekends...
The cat talks about itself.
Yeah. We have George, who talks about self-esteem. You did make a funny. You're turning into a comedian. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this time. We will see you again next time on 3-ingredient recipes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. The next ingredient is vanilla.
Vanilla?
Yep.
Want a sip?
No, this is vanilla extract, so it's got alcohol in it, which you are only 3 years old.
Oh man, I'm showing too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.